y'all. Good morning. It's probably about 8:15 or so in the morning. Yeah, so that was my first night in the One Tigris Comida tent. Pretty solid overall. I actually, one time during the night, all I had was a sleeping bag and a little heating pad. I actually woke up sweating. I had to kind of remove the heating pad and just use my sleeping bag. I was all the way down to my boxers and was perfectly warm. The one thing I will say, with this being a fourth season tent, meaning you're supposed to use it in cold weather, it's built in a way that it doesn't allow much airflow to penetrate through the actual skin of it unless you open up the flaps and let the mesh breathe, and then you can have airflow. And while it may seem like, hey, that's probably the thing I need to do, just be mindful when you do that. When you're breathing, you're going to be letting off condensation. I thought that with me using the propane tank that it would kind of kill some of that condensation and that moisture, kind of dry the air out a little bit, and I don't think that helped. I think it done more damage because I guess the byproduct of propane is condensation as well. So just be mindful of stuff like that if you're going to do this. But overall, solid tent. I was worried about the ice accumulation in the middle, and here I'll show you what I'm talking about. So this middle section right here, there's no supporting brace that goes over the middle of it. Throughout the night, I would see it sag a little bit, and I would wake up and I'd hear noise, or I'd hear the rain or the snow intensify, and I'd hear that, and I'd get up and I'd smack the tent structure, and it would plop off all the ice, and I would be good to go. It did sag a little bit, I won't lie about that, but even though it sagged, I woke up probably about 1 in the morning, and it had sagged so much that like it looked like it was about to like just burst through, but I never got wet. There was never one drop that came through there. I stayed completely dry in this tent. So, other than the condensation I mentioned earlier, but that was my own fault. But other than that, pretty solid tent, pretty solid night. First night in sub-freezing temperatures that were sustained that long. I woke up this morning, it was probably 33 degrees. Right now I think it's saying it's 34. Feels like 32. Which they're not lying, it definitely does feel like that. But between having the power cord running in there, so I could either operate the sleeping blanket or the sleeping pad, I could charge my phones, I can charge all my lights. I got my little Jackery power station, so I use that a lot, and that gets me by. I can plug in multiple devices at once on that, so that helps out too. So yeah, pretty solid overall. Very happy with this visit, very happy with the campground so far. Here in a little bit I'm going to probably go check in and let them know that I'm going to stay another night, and send it. Last night there was snow, and then it turned into a sleet mix, I guess. Wintry mix is what they called it. But looking at my truck this morning, it's got ice all over the windshield, all over the side of it, and everything else. If it did that to my truck, I can only imagine what it did to the roads. So even though the weather is not ideal to be camping, it's ideal for winter camping, but ideal for camping, I think I'm just going to stay here another night, let the roads figure themselves out. Tomorrow's supposed to be temperature's supposed to be higher, supposed to melt some of that off, so I'll give it the day to kind of do its thing, and I'll enjoy the campground one more day. Why not? I gotta go back to work on Monday, so might as well. Anyways, I'm gonna get some breakfast going, and then probably go jump in the shower and get cleaned up, and then sit by a fire and enjoy myself. So y'all stay tuned. See y'all in the next one.